Hello everyone, welcome back to Voidy Century, and my name is Ion, and today we're bringing you a lore decks video. But before that, let's say hi to Panda Man. That's for you, Bandai. Thank you. We are doing a lore decks video based on the 7 Warlords of the Sea. And I'm not talking about the current Warlords of the Sea. I'm talking about the OG 7 Warlords of the Sea, during the time when Kuma was being turned into a pacifista by the SSG. But before that, I want to say thank you to the onepiececardgame.dev community on their website. They have done an amazing job. These guys work so hard and it shows in their website. I do have their link down in the description below if you're interested. Like I said, we're doing the OG Warlords, and I will call this the Mono Blue OG Warlords version 1. And of course, we are doing Crocodile himself as our leader with his bounce ability. Some stuff to mention: I have 12 event cards, 15 trigger cards, 37 counter cards, but without the event cards, I have 29 character counter cards. Some useless information before we continue. Did you know that the 7 warlords' names were based off of animals? Except for Jinbei, but he is already described as a large blue whale shark, so I guess that counts, right? Anyway, we have Crocodile Leader, life 5, power 5000, activate main, once per turn, Dawn -4. Return up to 1 cost 5 or lower character to its owner's hand. Very straightforward. -4 for a 5 or lower cost. I think it's a very balanced cost for the ability. Yeah, basically he's just a very straightforward character. I like it, and you will see that the entire deck revolves around the bouncing mechanic. Next one up, we have the event cards with Love Beam. Cost 2, counter. Your leader or up to one of your characters gains 4000 power for the duration of the battle. Then, if you have 3 or less cards in hand, draw 1. I really love this card, as a lot of people do. For a 2-drop and gaining plus 4k power during battle. On top of that, it replaces itself if you have 3 or less cards in hand by drawing an extra card. What's not to like about this card? Next card is Thrust Pad Cannon. Cost 2, counter. Return a character with a cost of 3 or less to its owner's hand. Trigger, activate this card's counter effect. A very good card as well. I really like the art chosen for this. It centers around the bounce mechanic, and I love how it triggers out of the life area as well. Next one is Sables. Cost 4, main. Return one of your opponent's characters with a cost 7 or less to its owner's hand. Trigger, activate this card's main effect. I really like the art, the ability itself, again, bouncing for now, cost of 7 or less. It's basically Thrust Pad Cannon, but here you can do it in your main phase rather than a counter. And then coming out of the life area, you can actually treat it as a counter, because it would do a mechanic like a counter from the life area as it triggers. Moving on to the character cards, we have Jinbei. Cost 2, power 4000. Counter 1000. Vanilla card, very straightforward. What I've learned in previous gameplay videos that people have been doing, it's basically not to underestimate vanilla cards. Though Jinbei comes in at 4k, you will need to pump him to attack properly, but more so, he's there as a good counter in my hand. Next one up is Bartholomew Kuma. Cost 2, power 3000. On play, look at 3 cards from the top of your deck and return them to the top or bottom of the deck in any order. Trigger, play this card. Amazing card, very straightforward. It gives you some breathing room and some time to plan out your next moves, as you can scry the top 3 cards. A very strong card on its own. Next card is the waifu of all, Boa Hancock. Cost 3, power 1000. Blocker, trigger, play this card. I would love if Boa comes out of the trigger or even just stays in my hand as a counter. If I need a blocker on the field, of course I wouldn't mind playing her. I've seen her use in some gameplays and she is viable. Next one up is Gekko Moriah, one of my favorite cards coming out of the blue starter deck. Cost 4, power 5000. On play, add 1 7 Warlords of the Sea or Thriller Bark Pirates type character with a cost of 4 or less other than Gekko Moriah from your trash to your hand. So yeah, this card is amazing. It does so much for a 4 cost, and it comes in with 5000 power. Having a counter 1000 is the plus. Because of his on play, add 1 of your 7 warlords from the trash, from your graveyard, from your discard pile. Cost 4 or less other than him to your hand. He is a very strong card. with a very strong ability because he works so well with this guy, Dracul Mihawk. We have cost 4 power 5000 slasher, Dawn ×1. When attacking, draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards from your hand. And you can play Moriah to bring them back. Well, not all of them. At least you can bring a card back. But that just makes Mihawk and Moriah that more viable in this deck. That's why I have a playset of both cards in the deck. I just think that Mihawk is a strong card, being a counter 2000 and as well as having the draw 2 cards ability. Next up is Crocodile. Cost 4 power 5000, Dawn ×1. This character gains blocker. I don't have a playset of him. He is a good card as a blocker. I like the fact that you can put him up to 6000 during your opponent's turn him into a blocker. There's a plus to that. But at the same time, I think it's a little bit expensive to pay 4 Dawns for him. I don't hate this card. I don't love this card. I'm okay with this card. Next is Kuma with cost 4 power 5000, blocker. On KO, play up to 1 cost 4 or lower Pacifista from your hand. Now, I believe this card is stronger with his other counterpart, Sentomaru, because the whole Pacifista plays around them. And that being said, the next card is a Pacifista, cost 4, power 6000, counter 1000. Next one up, we have Crocodile, cost 5, power 6000, blocker. Dawn ×1. When blocking, return up to 1 of your opponent's cost 2 or lower characters to the bottom of the owner's deck. Now, not bad. I like the fact that he already comes in with a blocker, cost 5 and base 6000. And Dawn ×1, when he is blocking, so now he's at 7000, he can bounce cost 2 or lower character to the bottom of its owner's deck. Next one up again is Crocodile, cost 7, power 7000. He has Banish. And Dawn ×1, blue event cards in your hand have cost -1. I love this card. 7 is not cheap, but he has 7000 power. He has counter 1000. He has Banish. And he has Dawn ×1. All event cards in your hand cost 1 less to play. What is not to like about this card? On top of that, this alt art on this card is amazing. And on top of that, the reason why I have 12 event cards in this deck is because this guy can make me pay 1 less for each card. I love this card so much. And the last card in the deck is Don Quixote the Flamingo. Cost 7, power 7000. I hate this guy in the manga, but I love his card. On play, return a cost 7 or lower character to its owner's hand. I like how his on play ability encompasses a higher costing card or lower to bounce back to its owner's hand. So this entire deck is a very disruptive deck. I love it. It's not a fast deck by any means. I think it's more of a mid-late game deck. At the same time, I think I'm going to be using a lot more of the Pacifistas, the vanillas, to deal damage during mid-game. But Gekko Moriah and Mihawk there will be a force to reckon with if I manage to set up the board to my liking. But aside from that, tell me what you guys think of the deck. Again, a very fun deck. I had fun making this deck, reminiscing during the times when, again, Kuma turned into a pacifista, when Jinbei was first introduced after the Baratier arc, and then when all those 7 warlords again fought each other during the Marineford War. I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you guys like it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay safe out there. Have a great day. Goodbye.